Hey guys, me Dakota here. Hmm. I recorded this episode yesterday. I recorded another episode yesterday. When I say yesterday, I mean Friday. The reason why I'm redoing it is because I feel like I babbled on about the topic more about the hateful stuff than what I wanted to talk about. And I'll start the way I did other times. This is a serious topic that not serious, but series topic that I want to talk about, like, for the next week or so, maybe more if I can keep finding stuff to talk about. I already have the next few ideas of it, and it's just ways I can make Sonic Speed Simulator better. Oh, I need two more. I gotta do at least one. Take steps, sure. So, for now, I'm just gonna auto-run as I talk about this intro. I love this game, but there's some problems about this game that I feel like aren't addressed, or at least are probably not going to be addressed for a while. I will turn down the volume a bit. So, this video is specifically going to be, the series first. The series first is going to be how I would fix, or how I would blank. I say how I would blank because it may be like how I would tweak or how I would fix. I'm not sure how I'm going to label the intro. What I do know is that this episode is on how I would fix races or racing in Sonic Speed Simulator. Because it's such a cool mechanic that's kind of, like, not great, I'll be honest. There's many things about it that, like, the actual races themselves, pretty cool. But the rewards and stuff is not cool. That's pretty much the thing that I feel like needs to get changed. Not particularly fixed, but I think tweaked. A better progression, you would say. So, I'm going to claim this now that I'm done talking. I'm going to go back. I can also rebirth, so I probably will rebirth right now. Oh, they did actually tweak this UI. Kind of hate the new one, I guess, but I guess it's more helpful for people that are the lower levels. Okay, so in case you haven't played Speed Simulator for a while, or you just don't know anything, the race is over here. You can go to the race world for this. You can do different races. Specifically, when you need to grind races out, most people, specifically for the marathon that requires races, this is probably where most people learn about the races. This race requirement is a big chunk of the races, and you need it pretty much a lot. The most times the way people grind out the races, or just tickets in general for races, is going into the race world, going to the back, and then going to the Metal City skate park, whatever, race. Now, I do that as well, but to maximize it right now, to get the maximum amount of tickets you can for each race, you need to have the limited gold race suit shadow at max level, which you'll have a 5x multiplier. The game pass that gives a 2x multiplier, and a in the free wheel spins, which I'm going to do a wheel spin. I got the chow. There's these race ticket multipliers. They are 3x. So maximum you can get right now is 620, which, is not that bad. That means per race you can get, with the shop, per race you can get 3.25 spins. But I feel like there's much more potential with this. And I feel like it comes down to the actual skins in the actual shop. The race system is fine. You get 21 tickets for the Metal City race. and you get less for like the quicker races. So I feel like it's balanced. But the main problem itself is the actual rewards and like how you get the tickets. So my solution to this would be overhauling the shop. They typically do redo the shop, but I think overhauling the shop and some skins. Now, in case you don't know, this I'm pretty sure is the legendary version of Gold Ray Suit Sonic and Shadow. There's also an exotic and a limited version. The limited and exotic shares pretty much the same like stats, except the exotic can go up to 5 on this, while the regular can go up to 3 only. They follow the same other stats. Now, why do I mention this? Well, it goes to my next video, which is on the limited characters, how they're kind of stupid, right? Most of the time, they're just collector's items. But this one actually has a use, and I feel like we can get more out of the use. So my change would be keep this here. Down here, stabilize these characters so that they're all the same price. So make it like 2,000 since there's some high ones, but also some low ones. Why do I say stabilize them? Well, they all have the same up to maximum 3 stats of the multiplier. Which, if you're going to get a multiplier, you might as well get the cheaper ones instead of these expensive ones. You're only getting these for the lowest. Especially since the legendary versions pretty much copy the same like character. I think these are fine, but it comes to the changes up here. I think these guys should have a stat change. I think their stats should go up to a 5 times multiplier. The 5 times would make it an incentive of, hey, this character, we should get that character over these characters. Gives a reason for people to work towards the 35k. And then, in the same shop, add the exotic versions for 70k. Make the exotics go up to a 7 times multiplier. So that people can be like, hey, 70,000 tickets is not bad for a 7 times multiplier that you permanently keep. But then the main change comes with the limited. Because it's limited now, because there's only 8,000 people who can have the 5 times multiplier right now, I say double the multiplier. Give the limited Shadow and limited Sonic a 10 times multiplier. So those that actually have them both, can actually use them with a proper use compared to the other ones. So technically 7 is not horrible. It is probably a great way for free-to-play players to get their stuff. But the people that actually got the limited skins here, that's actually like traded for the limited skins or got them originally, they can still use them so that they have a usability about them. And so in this scenario, the shop would be better. There would be more incentives for people to come through here and use these. Now, I know some of these lower stuff would probably have to change if we have that big of a multiplier. Number 1, just the character alone, if the limited has a 10 times multiplier, Race City is 21 tickets. That means you get 210 tickets with just a 6-star limited, if that scenario comes around. And then you have the 2 times, and then the 3 times. So at that point, you're getting like to the thousands. Actually, I can do the math for you. I can get 620 for maximum right now, and because that's a doubling, I'd say the price of it would double as well. So it would be more towards the side of 1,220 per race. But remember, that is only if a person has a limited skin, which, by the way, there's only 6,000 Shadows and 2,000 Sonics. And then that's only if they have the Game Pass and the 3 times multiplier activated. Most of the time, you're just going to have people getting the exotics in that dream scenario. You have people getting the exotic skins here. And most of the time, they're it's an incentive for people to buy the Game Pass, so you're going to have more people getting your Game Pass. That's a cheap Game Pass, right? And then they have like it means more people are going to do spins, so some people might buy more free spins, more of the quote-unquote free spins, because if you're buying the free spins, then it's not free, the normal spins. Because right now, I mean, 400 Robux basically for 10 spins, some people might do. I'll be honest on that. So basically make an incentive to play the races. Because I'll be honest, after marathons, I might still be doing races and stuff. But after marathons are done, people aren't going to like look at races and be like, yes, I need to do a race. Like, no, not everyone's going to be doing that. Because some people are going to be like, well, it's a waste of time. It's so much time that I'm not going to have, so I'm not going to do races after the marathon's over. And then you lose people's interest in this mechanic. But with Marathon, you're teaching people to use the new mechanic. Like, not new, but like the mechanic that they probably would never touch normally. These people are actually using it because they want the classic Supersonic. Is this going to work? Okay. Cool. So there's the incentive, right? Because if you have these like very high characters and stuff, people are likely to do it. And maybe they give limited Sonic more multiplier than limited Shadow. That would make sense because Sonic's only a 2,000 limited character, and he would be in super demand. I did not want to go through there. Okay, well, I guess I'm going through this. I might as well. I'm not doing much anyways. So, of course, in the shop itself, I'll be honest, there's some changes that would have to change in the shop. Number one, as of right now, you can get the, like, if you think about it, if you do the races with the limited time, right? Okay, this is kind of difficult for me. Mainly because I wasn't expecting to be in this, so my character kinda sucks for this. Normally I'd probably use like a flying character. Even one with glide would work better than this guy. But basically, pretty much from this is that a takeaway that you can have from this that I want you to take out of this is that the main thing is that if they want people to keep using races after this, for most normal players, they're going to have an incentive to do it. And of course, like I mentioned before, my phone vibrates, so give me 1 second. Okay. Like I mentioned before, in the scenario that I've explained, people can get exotic gold racesuit not Supersonic, gold racesuit Sonic, and gold racesuit Shadow. And then boom. There you go. Those characters are going to be used a lot more. People are going to want to get to that point. And here's a suggestion that I was just thinking, because I almost fumbled my words there. I realized in fumbling those words, it gives them an opportunity to make a gold racesuit Supersonic and gold racesuit Super Shadow. Make those ones have a high multiplier. Like, give them a gimmick. Like, maybe make it so that there are like 500,000 tickets in there. But because there are 500,000 tickets, they have a 20 times multiplier. And make it so that when they're in a race, they don't lose super. That's how a good gimmick could work. Sure, they would not be great outside. Like, just don't give them, like, their abilities and stuff. Like, give them the ability to fly and all that, but if you make them tailored to racing, you give people a good reason to use them in racing. Now, in that scenario, I think that it would be better to give the limited characters the 20 times multiplier, since they're limited, and give the super character a 10 times multiplier, but that would be something that the devs would have to talk about if they actually take this into consideration. These new gates are a little annoying. So basically, that's one way that they could fix the current wanting people to have an incentive to play the races for the characters. But then also, there's the other parts of the race shop, which I think I just go back through here. No, that's Emerald Hill. I think this... Sorry about all this. I just can't sit still in one place. It's only 16 minutes in. I can get the rest of it done pretty quick for y'all, so you guys don't have to sit around listening to me ramble on. Basically, the next part that I do want to talk about is the other parts of the shop. This bottom part down here. Of course, in that scenario where the limited race suits, the limited race suit skins, those ones, if you did everything maximum, each race you do, you'd get 1,220 tickets each. Converting that, you would get 120 red rings every race. Now, probably what they can do is kind of make the ratio worse. They could do that. Or just make it that you have to do a higher payout for a lot more. So, to get 1,000 red rings, you need 10k tickets. So you would have to do 10 races in order to use your tickets. They could also just ruin the ratio, but I don't think that would be a good idea because people would want this. It's a good way that people would have to work towards it. And plus, it's only limited. Take away the 3 times multiplier, and thus you're only having like 400, 500. Like, I think it would be 400 per race. And then regular spins, I say that they could add more regular spins options. So maybe make it like 400 each. But if you do bulk, you can get it for cheaper. Like, if you buy a 5 regular spin option, if it's 400 each, normally, if you do 5, 2,000 would be the normal ticket amount. Maybe make it 1,500. And then, have it up to 10 or 100 spins. I don't know. Increase it so that people can buy more than once. Because it's really annoying clicking here, 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 here. But also have an incentive for people to buy in bulk. They could make these trails better. Because I can tell you now, these trails are probably like garbage. I say they make these chows better by giving them multipliers. Because then you're like, oh, I could either use a chow that has very simple stats, but it has a race multiplier, or I use my fast friends, where I'm getting a ton of footsteps in for each of these races, a ton of XP, rings, power, and stuff. But I'm not getting any, like, extra multipliers. I think that's how they can fix the last parts. I think also, this kind of goes for, like, overhauling mounts. Like, maybe make certain boards do, like, less stamina drain. I feel like that could be a good thing. Or just increase the amount of stamina you have while on the board. I feel like that would be pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That I had in store for this, like, how I would fix. Because the whole point isn't, like, the races themselves. It's just boring to play the races. Like, I'd much rather go in here and, like, do anything else than actually play the races. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys liked this video. And yeah, peace.